The Pickwick Secret from Matt Jansen. So what's up guys, today in Joan Sagala YouTube channel right now, we're gonna talking about Matt Jansen Pickwick Secret Strategy from Matt Jansen. And you can learning something guys. I'm happy and love to learning, especially this is really important, knowledgeable for us. Okay, we can practice from Matt Jansen, also one of the great coach, best coach right now I can say in the bodybuilding world, right? Because he was the prep coach of the bodybuilder. He was, the coach of another sport, another athlete back in the day. But right now he focused in bodybuilding. So if you want to compete, let's learning guys together about Matt Jansen Pickwick Secret. Okay, if you're ready for some competition or contest prep, watch this and we learning together. And let's see what Matt Jansen gonna doing for his athlete when it comes to the Pickwick.
I want to also talk about Pickwick. You're very, you like to educate people about it as much as you can, even though it's very individual. I think it's great that you always try to explain how to do things. So, what you actually posted about it yesterday. So, could you expand on that post? I think you said something like you need to change one variable, see what it does, and then go from there. Can you go a little bit further?
So of course. So typically the first thing that I do within Peak Week is I standardize the person's water. And then what I want to see early on in the week is with a set amount of water, and then being exact, how much water they flush from the evening to the morning.
That's really pretty much interesting guys, because Matt Jansen said he want to set the athlete, okay, set the person when holding on water, and he gonna making the plan after that. I don't know what's the plan, right? We gonna continue after this. I want to know more if he gonna take in diuretics for his athlete or not. But this is really good strategy from the beginning. You want to set the person with the amount of the water that he hold on his body, so you can learning and you can read about the body of your athlete, of your clients. That's really great beginning.
So get on the scale before you go to bed. I don't care what that number is. Get on the scale first thing in the morning, and I want to see what the difference in those two numbers are, because it's important for me to know with a set water amount how much your body's flushing. As we go through the week, when you start to manipulate the water or you possibly start to add in diuretics, in my mind, you need to know what that number is and how much that person is flushing overnight. So the first thing I do is I standardize the water. And then the second thing that I do is I start to manipulate the food based off of the person's needs. And I typically am a big proponent of depleting somebody, even though they're already depleted, really depleting them at the beginning of the week.
So Matt Jansen want to know about how your body and how much your body can flushing, can pull out the water from overnight or from one night. So you have to scale your weight before your bed and wake up again and going on scale first thing in the morning. So you can knowing and you can read what your body can flushing, how much the water flushing out, and can handle it with your body. So really awesome, man. That's really can great idea for me if I be the prep coach. And the second thing, he was really set up with the big proponent, so he really believe it about depletion, about deplete somebody, even the person who already depleted. So this is really interesting, why you need to deplete people even they already deplete. So let's continue this.
More often than not, we don't need as...
Excuse me. You don't do front loading at all? Like where
No.
No, interesting. It's very interesting.
Never. Okay, the only thing that I'm going to do is if somebody's on a set rhythm where they need a refeed, I would refeed them the weekend before if that's been their pattern. But to me, that's not front loading. That's me doing what's necessary for their metabolism.
It's just a normal prep, yeah.
Right. So the reason why I don't front load is because when you front load, you're not manipulating water, you're not manipulating diuretics. So when you front load and then you start to manipulate those two variables, typically you're going to have to throw food back in anyway at the end.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay. That's really because the goal is want to manipulating the water, right? The goal is can get rid the water as much as possible. But when you front loading, of course you're not gonna get rid the water even when you already take diuretics. It's just wasting the time and wasting the money, of course, yeah. If you're taking diuretics but you're already doing front loading, man, I mean like that is the dumbest thing in the world. I think. So yeah, Matt Jensen is really great, and I think it's really a smart way.
Yeah.
Happens.
So again, what I do is I typically somewhat deplete them down, pull their carbs a little bit, make sure they're more depleted than what we were when we started that process. I'm still keeping water the same. There's no diuretics in yet.
Let's put it in a time frame. Like you're depleting until show is on Saturday,
Right.
2 p.m. So you're depleting them until Wednesday, Thursday.
Wednesday.
Okay, yeah. And then you
Depending on the person. And then the next day, what I'm going to typically do is I'm slowly. So let's just for example's sake, let's say on the Friday before the show, so 8 days out, they're at 40 grams of carbs a meal. Okay. Or 40 grams of carbs over 5 meals. Their depletion might be 30 grams of carbs over 4 meals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I ride that to Tuesday. Now Wednesday, I'm going to bring their food up slightly from the baseline of where it was at Friday. So I might go from 40 grams of carbs down to 30. Now they're going to be at 60. Okay, and I keep that 60, and I want to see what that first day of consistent water, an increase in food, no diuretics does.
Okay, I get that. Okay, I know the reason why Matt Jensen doing that. I get it, the point. Why Matt Jensen decrease the food? Let's say you're gonna doing the show 8 days out, okay? From the 8 days out right now, you're gonna get carbs over a meal, okay? Yeah, let's say you eat 5 meals a day. Every meal is 40 grams of carb. And for the next day or maybe 2 days next, you're gonna have the 30 grams of meal, but only 4. You can only have 4. Close to the show, you're gonna have more carbs. We can say 60 grams, 70 grams, 80 grams. Why when you get closer, you get higher carbs? Because Matt Jensen wants you get more fuller, okay? You already depleted, you already, not getting enough the muscle. You really already have separation, the detail, all of them in your physique. And Matt Jensen want to try your look fuller because carbs is gonna make you full. So that's really the point. I know, I get it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then based off of where they wake up, off of the increased food, consistent water on Thursday morning, that's when I'm really going to start to manipulate the changes of food and then possibly diuretics.
On Thursday already.
Thursday.
Wow. Okay. That's very.
And this is what I want to do. I prefer 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times I prefer to put a little bit of diuretic in while water is still high and consistent, and then food is going up, to know exactly what that diuretic's going to do in a stable environment. And what I mean by stable environment is that these other two variables are consistent. So that means the water's consistent, the food's consistent. I put a little bit of diuretic in, that way I know what it's going to do.
The first thing I heard this statement from the Matt Jensen, I'm always asking, okay, in my mind, why? Why Matt Jensen, always putting the carbs, putting the water more higher, and the food is really consistently with the environment, but at the same time you're really taking diuretics. Why you're not, pushing down the food and pushing out the water and taking the diuretics? Because I think the people, not so much people can handle that, because general people just gonna look like flat and they're gonna look like not enough size, not enough, separation muscle. Of course, they really get harder, but they get more flex on that show. So he want to maintaining. That means Matt Jansen already set the point. So this is your zone, and I want you to get this and maintaining this physical look like, okay? Because this is your best look like when it comes to standing on stage. So yeah, I think that's really hard idea. That's really hard moment, because if you be Matt Jansen, you have to give 100% attention with your client or with your athletes before the show. That's really hard, man, because at the same time you need to consistently with the food and consistently with the water retention, and of course with diuretics also. So this is really, you get in the water and pull out, pull out, in out.
And if it pulls hard, we have plenty of time to push the food up and the water's still there, okay? Because in my opinion, if you add a diuretic too late and you pull water on top of it, if it pulls too hard, there's no way you're getting the physique back in a short window of time.
Yeah, what happened to me with one guy is, by his own admission, he wanted to start the diuretic and pretty hard on Wednesday night. And I was like, okay, let's work with that. And I couldn't fill him up. It was impossible because
what was it, Diazide or Aldactone?
It was Diazide, and it was another thing. Oh, fuck! I've brain freeze. I don't remember right now. But it's a loop diuretic. It's
Okay.
kind of like it was a combination of things, and it was just too much. It flushed a lot, and he looked great the next day. And then as we were trying to fill him out, and in 2 days, he ate like 1,200 grams of carbs and a cheat meal the night before, and he still couldn't fill out.
I think the people who Lorenzo mean is really dumb for me. He's really, stupid, because why you need to eat 12 grams of carbs before 2 days out and have a cheat meal? Of course, you're not gonna get enough taking diuretics and gonna flowing out all of the water. I mean, like, why? Why you eating 12 grams of carbs and have a cheat meal? And you taking diuretics and hope diuretics can doing magic things?
Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is just do a little bit of a diuretic, just see how he will respond, and then crank things up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. So, for example, if I'm talking like using 1/8 of a Diazide, okay, like nothing crazy.
That's how much,
So a Diazide, most of the Diazides that we use in here in the U.S. are 37-25, 37 trimethrazine, 25 HCTZ.
Mhm.
So I'm talking about using 1/8 of that. And then if that pulls you perfect and you know what look that's going to give, at that point I even taper off the diuretic even more. If that doesn't pull at all, then I know on Friday I got to go up a little bit and then manipulate the water.
Yeah. Okay. That's so. If you see that he's going in dry, would you still use a diuretic the night before or not at all?
Not at all.
Interesting. Basically,
Yeah.
you're just basing everything off of that pull from 2 nights before.
Right.
Wow, that's very good actually.
So Matt, he's gonna going harder 2 days before the show. So it's really, interesting. And you can see and you can write in your paper, like, okay, the diuretics that Matt Jansen use, okay? He using the diazones. But I think it just a few athletes of Matt Jansen, I think. A few people or clients from Matt Jansen. Well, I'm not going against and going hard on Matt Jansen, right? Because I see Brad Wilkin when it comes to the Arnold. I think Matt Jansen is not really pulling out the water so hard because he have a cheat meal before the show. Even he eat the, I believe French fries or burger fries, because Brad Wilkin already making the videos of YouTube channel when he was, doing Arnold Classic in 2021, I believe. He really getting worse on stage and he gets 6th place, I believe. But yeah, we just learning by mistake, guys. Okay, we learning, always learning. That's about life. Hopefully this is give the information and give the knowledge from all of you. And for Matt Jansen, I give you the shout out. Thank you for Matt Jansen for give us the information, the knowledge, and we can learning the pick week strategy from Matt Jansen. I believe this is what Matt Jansen gonna doing for his athlete when it comes to the contest prep and pick week. So thank you so much guys for watching. If you love this video and content, please subscribe, ring that bell, share, like, and comment. I'm gonna bring more anything that we can talk and discuss in the whole topic of bodybuilding world and fitness. I'm your host Joan Sagala signing out. May God bless you all.